Hi people, it's Chrissy here. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, you're very welcome. Come on in. I'm not enjoying this energy. I'm just going to come clean and put that out there. I am not enjoying this energy at all. I feel like a kid in a hot car waiting for her parents to come out, to stop faffing around in the house and come out and take her to the seaside. My challenge in that is to stay centered in my brilliantly inquisitive mind that isn't afraid to break shit and maybe to unpick some of the stitching and see what the seats are filled with or something like that. And to stay in the fun of it. This is the continuing message is how do we be in this pause and stay childlike? Because in the system, what's being unpicked looks like our ties and our contractual obligations to obligation. It's responsibility for responsibility. It's being a certain way for the sake of being a certain way. You know, it's everything that isn't the free expression, personal freedom, or as one of my clients says, freedom from mental slavery. That's the phase that we're in, and I don't like it. I just want to say I don't like it. I feel like I'm up against a wall. It feels like it's just made of smoke, but I can't see through it, and I have to be with it because there's a lot of unpicking going on in the collective and personal systems. Yeah, so now that's out of the way. I wanted to kind of segue from yesterday's video and come back to this joyful, sleeping, couldn't care about anything, no responsibility, just chilling with the trees. And I just bring that energy in, because if anybody else is feeling the way I'm feeling, and some of those really close to me are feeling this as well, then let's use that to build the container for this video. That ease, that grace, that peacefulness. And if you watched the last video, you'll know that one of the last cards that came out was actually beginning another video. It might not be this video, but this is what I sense is coming. I can feel this coming in. I'm just not there yet, and it's creating this frustration in me because I've got my fire on. We're in Leo season and I'm a fire sign. I want to do stuff, but it's not time. If it was time, I'd be doing stuff, but it isn't time. It's that. So remember what I said about the little girl in the car? Staying connected to my inquisitive childlike mind. And that was the other card that came out today. And let me turn this glare down a bit. Connection to the starfish. See how still and centered she is. Just kind of letting it all come to her. And this is the energy that's in the collective, is we're practicing how to be that stillness. Because in that stillness, what we can do is we can perfect our outgoing message. By being in the truth of who we are, we can perfect our outgoing message, our outgoing broadcast, so that what comes to us is going to naturally harmonize with who, where, when we are in this, and help us do that timeline jump onto a more nurturing, soul enriching, satisfying, uplifting expression and experience of life. We can only do that through the alignment. And for those that are on their path and have been on their path, you will have been building this inner cathedral of the truth of who I am. And so now it's an externalization of that inner cathedral to create that in the world. So yeah, renewal of peace, connection will lead to the kind of adventure that your soul craves. Yeah. Yeah. Lead them into their uniqueness is what I'm hearing. Because, there's adventure and there's adventure, and there are like the stereotypical adventures. Just notice where your mind goes when I say adventure. And then there are the non-stereotypical adventures, which might look more like an epiphany can be an adventure. Synchronicity can be an adventure. I'm finding at the moment synchronicity is so broad spectrum. There are so many things, bits of stuff, information coming together all of a sudden, and in that I forget that I've got to give myself time to fully download that and integrate that into my system. And I share that with you because that will be in the collective as well for anybody that's, really connecting with their internal world. So I wonder what might help us through this sticky changeling energy. There's a lot of moon energy I'm feeling. That's kind of the fogginess and the lack of clarity. Personally is pushing me deeper into my child self. So yeah, really connecting with the child self. I tried glass painting yesterday. It was such great fun. It didn't work, but it was such great fun. I've also started my sourdough culture, which is now 6 days old and is beginning to double in size now. It smells divine. I'm gonna take that one. So that's going to be some beautiful sourdough bread in about 2 weeks. Taking that one? I think so. Okay, so what's going to help us? Another one. Another one? Is there another one from here? Here we go. See, impatience. I'm not very good at patience. I am sometimes, but yeah, this is I'm sorry about the banging construction outside. I'm literally getting talk to nature, share your thoughts and feelings, communicate, don't bottle it up, find ways to express. You can do that by building, alliance with music, with song, with dance, with friends, with, nature. Because sometimes, and I find this mostly on kind of the first session of a client, the first client sessions tend to be this great big unloading, like, they haven't been fully heard. And sometimes all we need to do is hear the sound of our own thoughts. That's all we need to do to unload. So yeah, communication, building alliances, and communicating feelings. Yeah, wow. This doesn't need much explanation. Stretch.
Hi people, it's me. The doorbell rang and it took a while to deal with what was at the doorbell. So I'm going to pause this video here for today. This was actually recorded yesterday on the 12th. Because in the stretch is where we can really actively pivot. And what I'm feeling into at the moment is something I traditionally know as cognitive dissonance. And it's that space in between the pause and the active. It's the yin and the yang. And so I'm using this image here, which is a bridge, and how can we bridge between those two and, not act too quickly or too heavily into our fire and our masculine, which is this Mars conversation that's going on at the moment, and how we can stop and pause and allow the feminine to come in. So anyway, I guess over the weekend sometime I'll make a part 2 to this, and I'll get that out as soon as possible. So I wish you lovely beings a wonderful end of week, and take good care, and I'll be back with you soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.